Besides being nominated for 16 Grammy Awards, our next performer is a songwriter, producer, and musician proficient in 9 instruments. And if that's not enough, he's also an amazing basketball player. I know because he beat my team this year in our league, and it really upsets me. But without further ado, gentlemen and ladies, here's Mr. Brian McKnight.
Baby, tomorrow I'ma have to fight. I'm leaving that first light, and all I can think of is you. And baby, I can hear you trying not to cry. I'm afraid and I ain't gonna lie, I've gotta do what I've been trained to do. I'm a little tired but I'm doing fine. I've got my brother's back and he's watching mine. Just keep praying that we'll all make it through. I fight for what's right and I fight for what's true. Mostly I'm fighting to get back to you. We don't see black, we don't see white, we don't see what we have to do. All we see is red, white and blue. Fighting for our red, white and blue. Baby, how's a little baby girl? Does she know her daddy's halfway around the world? Tell her she is my heart. I've only seen her in a photograph. I don't know whether to cry or laugh while I'm out here in the dark. I get so dang tired but I'm doing fine. Got my brother's back and he's watching mine. Just keep praying that we'll all make it through. I fight for what's right and I fight for what's true. Mostly I'm fighting to get back to you. We don't see black, we don't see white, we don't see what we have to do. All we see is red, white and blue. Fighting for our red, white and blue. We don't see white, we don't see what we have to do. All we see is red, white and blue. Fighting for our red, white and blue. All we see is red, white and blue.
Coming up, a courageous canine saves a helpless motorist. Plus, an electrifying performance from Gloria Gaynor. Coming up next on Heroes Among Us, the Hero Awards. We now return to Heroes Among Us, the Hero Awards. Please welcome Jason London and Efren Ramirez.
I'm sure you all will agree that a dog is a great pet to have around. You can take them for walks, play fetch,
or use them to pick up girls.
that too. But when the lady in our next story got in a bad accident, it was the dog that picked her up.
I come into the second curve, the car fishtailed, just did like a 360. From the point of when it impacted was so hard that it took me from the driver's seat and throwed me out the back glass. Because the way my car went in, anybody coming wouldn't have seen me. When I did come to, I felt this huge presence. I could feel his breath. The dog jumped up onto the back of the car, and he was up there where I was at. He was pulling me off the back of my car. He had me by my shirt and by my jacket, and he was tugging and pulling, and at that point I realized that he wasn't going to hurt me. And he dragged me from this area down from right here. He drug me up to the edge of the road there. He wouldn't give up. He had more thrive for life at that point than I did. When he got me up there to the edge of the road, I was still kind of incoherent, but there for about half of a second, I stopped and I thought, I've got to stand up. And I reached up there and I wrapped my arms around his neck and I pulled myself up and I walked out into the middle of the road. There was a vehicle. I couldn't tell you if it was a car, if it was a truck, but they stopped. And when they stopped, I leaned down into the vehicle and I said, I just wrecked my car. Will you please call my husband? And I must have passed back out again because I woke up in the hospital. The dog, I've never seen him. I don't know if he was headed back to his original owner, but he come across me and I thank God that he did. And I told him, I said, you'll always be my hero. That's what everybody started to call him. And that's how he got his name, Hero.
After saving Shannon's life, Hero the dog was adopted by Heidi Drotti, a canine search and rescue trainer.
Heidi is now instructing Hero in wilderness search and rescue. Once he completes his training, Hero's got a bright future ahead of him, helping many more people and truly living up to his name.
Ladies and gentlemen, give a big hand for Heidi Drotti and Hero.
If Hero could speak, I'm sure he would have me tell you how grateful he is and humble to be able to receive something like this, because there are so many other working canines out there. So on behalf of Hero, thank you very much.
Our next presenter is a star of daytime television playing Sherrod Abbott on The Young and the Restless. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome daytime Emmy-winning actress Sharon Case.
Our next hero made his 12th birthday party unforgettable by giving a gift to someone else, the gift of life. Let's take a look.
Well, we was planning a birthday party for Zachary for his 12th birthday.
We were barbecuing, swimming, having fun. I just finished racing my friend. I seen my cousin sinking at the bottom of the pool.
We saw her under the water on the floor and her face was blue.
I knew that she was drowning and I knew she couldn't swim without her floaties. So what was going through my mind was if she was dying, if she was dead or alive. I was very scared.
I heard Gianna's grandmother scream, and I mean, it was a scream of you knew something bad had happened.
Zach picked her up with his hands, put her on his knee.
When I pulled her out, she was very pale. She was not even breathing at all. I started pumping her chest.
It was a miracle that he saw her when he did.
I was really surprised that he knew how to do CPR. And they put her in a car and they took her to the hospital and she spent the night.
He did something that I think a lot of 12-year-old kids wouldn't have done.
My biggest gift was saving Gianna.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome a true boy wonder, Zach Smothers.
The first person I would like to thank is God. He allowed me the opportunity to save Gianna. I would also like to thank my mom, my dad, my brother, my stepmom, and my stepdad for supporting me throughout my life. It is an honor to accept this award. Thank you.